Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Freedom Friday here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we are going to basically be doing a fishing stream for this Freedom Friday. I would do other stuff. I would go back to political stuff, but honestly, I'm just kind of over it, is what it is right now. And I've basically just had up to here and everything going on politically wise is what it is. Like we can do that most of the other days. What it is there, it's like there's enough information out there that it's not going to be like you wait a day and it's going to be like, oh my god, there's much more stuff happening, whatever the case be, because there obviously always is. We can just add it into the latest bullshit tomorrow on Standard Ground Saturday or something like that. But yeah, it's a bunch of BS is what it is, dude. But yeah, really, I figured I've been itching to get out and go fishing, and really it's just a situation of, I got a bunch of fishing gear sitting around the house. Obviously, I'm, packing stuff up right now to go and leave and whatnot. So, plus I was thinking about a video I was watching here recently from that Yak Pack guy. It was from a few months ago. He and his wife had done something. It was I think it was Academy that they were going to or something like that, and they had found this like weird combo thing where it was supposed to be like 2 rods, reels, etc. For like $100 or whatever, and he was discussing like he would basically make his own. Never did, obviously, in that last X amount of months. Now is what it is. So I was thinking about it, like what would I do if I had like $100 for like 2 people and stuff like that, and like what kind of steps would I get these people so it is there, and thinking some of my steps so it is there for my spending combos and stuff like that is what it is, and how much they cost, or the price of them now, obviously. Which the one I have here that was 20 when I bought it is like 24 on Walmart's website right now. Which is obviously, if you go to the site here, it would be this, actually it's not that version, it would be this version right here. Yeah, this is the specific version that they have on thing right now for $23.24. Which obviously that's how it looks when it comes. I never understood people that will buy these things and then they'll sit there and leave the friggin' plastic wrap on the outside of them, dude. It's like, that's not what that's for, dude. It's to be ripped off and used properly. And when you rip it off and use it properly, what you end up with, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the rod right here because it's sitting right next to me, is it's supposed to look like this, man. Where you got the nice corkwood handle, you can actually put your hand onto it and stuff like that and use it properly. Of course, I don't know what the fuck happened with this thing. It's just been sitting on it for so long, it like degradation now or something. Where it's like almost like black, which I noticed that a lot with the Chinese heads and stuff like that for the jig heads. It will tend to discolor with shit like crazy is what it is. Or even worse, like depending on the head and stuff like that, it'll bleed the what do you call it? Yeah, the eyes and stuff like that, the paint that they use, the Chinese use in the sweatshops and shit like that, it'll bleed off like fucking crazy, like very quickly is the problem. And so yeah, shit shows what it is there. But yeah, this is a 6'6" rod. See if I can take this up to the ceiling just a little bit more so I can actually show the rod properly here. Ooh, yeah. Let's see if I can go across the thing right there. So yeah, it's the entirety of the rod. It's a 6'6" rod. It has a nice bend to it for sure. I can tell you that right now. And this comes, I think it's pre-strung with, I want to say 6 pound trilene, I believe is what is on there. Which, when you actually look at the reel itself, it's not a bad reel either for that matter. It specifically says it's 4, 6, or 8 pound test that it goes with. So, and yeah, I mean, it has a decent, ting to it for a single ball bearing. And like I said, it's not a bad deal overall. When I bought this, like I said, it was 20. Now it's like 24, basically, or almost 24 there, 23 something ish. So that might be a combo I'd give to somebody if I was doing $100 challenge or whatever for 2 people and stuff. But the only reason I really like this too is like for those never gone fishing, by the way, like comparing to something like this right here, where it's an all black, felt and stuff like that. If you ever picked up black felt in a hot ass fucking summer day, dude, it's not going to be fun for your hand. Versus the corkwood handles or mock corkwood, I guess is what it be here is what it is. They will, they'll still be a little bit hot from the heat, but they won't absorb the heat like fucking crazy like the black felt does. So you can still go fishing with these all day, just like sit them on a dock, and then pick up a different setup or whatever the case be, throw that one out, and then go back to this one like 10 minutes later or something like that. Have it not be burning your hand immediately is what it is then. So, but yeah, I've caught a couple fish on this a few summers ago. Not too many, but then again, I was only using it moderate. I was using other stuff at the time. Really, what I would do if I was going to do a two setup combo for people's and stuff like that for a couple or whatever, then what I would actually go with is I go with these little Zebco reels. I think these are still around $10 at Walmart right now. I think they were like $8.99 or like $9 when I bought them years ago, and they're actually really good. They can go up to 10-pound test them, which is what's on here right now, and yeah, they have a really, really good spin to them. And I've caught many, many, many bluegill, bass, crappie, etc. on these combos like this. Obviously, the handle itself right there is not the biggest, which these are perfect, obviously, if you have a bunch of kids, too, for that matter, because their little hands, obviously, would be perfect for their little fingers and stuff like that. And, like, even me as an adult with my big-ass hand, like, I can still get a decent, reel on these things. So, I really like for that. The rod this is on right now is actually a ready to fish. It's the Ozark Trail stuff from years ago. This was this rod. This is a 5'6" rod when it's completely put together. So it's not the greatest though. I've used it here and there, and it's not quality though. This comes with a different reel anyway. I put this reel on this because the other reel was just garbage is what it is there that it comes with. So, but yeah, basically my thinking is, if I was going to do stuff, what I would actually do is I'd probably buy something like those Zebco reels, and then I'd buy probably like a Shakespeare rod for each person, which are around like I think $10 to $12, something like that, something of that range. There's what it is. So you're talking about roughly like 40-ish for the setups and stuff like that, and then of course buy like one of the big old 10-pound Zebco things of line, and you're going to set up both reels with that is what it is. And that's only, I think the line's like about $250 at most right now. So you're talking about for those combos to be set up right now is what it would be. It'd be roughly like $43, give or take, and that still leaves you like $57 to go with. And I got a big bag of stuff right here that I bought over the years. But I know it's roughly about the same price for things still, so we're going to go over a bunch of things in this, and then we'll discuss other stuff, which, again, it's not that you have to buy every single thing from the same place. I mean, obviously it's convenient to do that, but, you can get other better deals from other places, like, things I've gotten from Ollie's over the years for $3 a piece for, like, a bunch of plastics and stuff like that. And I know these little Ozark Trail ones, I haven't gotten a chance to use these yet. These were, like, I think, like $2 or $2.50 a piece when I bought them over there. Like a year or two ago. So I'm pulling some of my stuff out right now even because I got a bunch of stuff in this bag right now. If I was to go without my if I was to just go with something from the bag and not like the entire bag of stuff, what I would end up doing is I'd actually have my Ozark Trail stuff with me, which I'm not saying you need to buy this for the thing, because I know this is like I think $10 or $12 a pop or something like that for these. And this is just a bag to carry your shit in, is what it would be then, dude. Which you can do like a fanny pack or something like that if you want to go that route or whatever. But one thing I would definitely advise is having a knife. So, and this is one of the Walmart ones that was like $3 or $4, I think is what it was when I bought it. So, yeah, that's one thing I would definitely get is like a knife or some clippers or something like that to have with you in that whole thing. Other stuff I personally have in this setup, though, is a pair of pliers. That is mandatory. Got to have a pair of pliers, dude. Which, $5, $7, something like that is what it is there for that. Obviously, hooks would be another thing. You can buy the hooks there all over the place for, different amounts of money, basically, is what it is there. So, more or less, we're talking about roughly $60 right now. I don't really feel the need to, like, that's the thing that really bothers me about people like all these, so-called, like, fishing YouTuber people is what it is. They're always like, oh, you gotta buy the sinkers, you gotta buy all those fucking weights. And no, you don't, dude. No, you fucking don't. If you're using the stuff properly, depending on what you're fishing with, it's gonna sink on its own. It's just gonna take a little bit longer, dude. Like, as long as you're using the right equipment, it's fine. You're still gonna catch fish. In fact, you're probably gonna catch more fish without a damn sinker, honestly. Especially if you're, using a setup where you're going after like panfish, like bluegill or crappie or something like that. That's what it is there. So anyway, for those interested about the rest of the setup of this bag, then basically the top of it has some stuff in it, and then it's got a bunch of little boxes in it there, which I know too, and this was years ago, is these little craft boxes. These are not in the fishing department, but they are fishing related stuff. They're in the craft area. I think they were like $1.88 or like maybe $2 a piece, something like that. I bought a bunch of them over the years because they're just that good, honestly. And yeah, in this particular one right here, it has different stuff in it. Got some little baby brush hogs in there, a bunch of worms and whatnot, finesse worms and stuff like that. Which, honestly, if I was going to go with anything, what I would go with for sure in the $100 thing would be something like that, like a blue and black lizard. Which I'm still trying to find these again at Walmart because I have not been able to find them for years at this point, dude. It really pisses me off. Like, the only ones that seem to carry anymore would be something like these ones where it's like the yellow tail or like crimson tail, whatever you call it there. So yeah, I would get something like that probably. And those are like, I think like maybe $3 a pack or something like that or so, give or take. So it'd be like a pack of those. Probably like a pack of brush hogs. So that's like another $3, give or take. So that's like, what we're at now? About 66 right there with those. I don't know if I mentioned hooks or not earlier. So that'd be about 68, give or take, for that stuff. And then really what you would want to buy would be something like, actually that's not well. Let me go about there. This is another pack of stuff right here that's just, this is a box I think I got from like a dollar store or something like that, and it's not good quality at all. It's broken over the years because there's so much shit in it, and I have to put literally a thing of paracord around it just to keep it shut now, so it doesn't all fall out of there. I might just have to get a new box at some point in the future, but again, that's a future thing, not a current thing. And I also got again things I've commandeered and turned into something else. Like, this is a safety pin box. It's now got a whole bunch of jig heads in it, and they do work well for that one because you can put different sizes in there and stuff. So really, it's just everyday useful items and things like that. Yeah, actually, one thing I would definitely get if I was going to buy for a thing would be a couple of packs of beetle spins, which are about, I think, $1 to maybe $2 a piece now. And you basically get, a bunch of those little guys in different colorations and stuff like that. Now, depending on what you're buying, you could also be getting something like, ones that are like 2 packs of these dudes or whatever the case be, which I've tended to notice. It seems like, honestly, though, if they're going to go after something, it's going to be something like this, or it'll be something, like a black coloration of that, or it'll be like a yellow coloration of that, or something somewhere like that, Actually, going back to the thing I was mentioning earlier about some of these heads sort of having a weird, like, where they will tend to bleed out or whatever. That's a good example of that right there. It's just like bleeding off, basically. And the problem with that is then it starts to ruin your shit, is what it is, and that's an issue as well. Which, actually, if I was gonna go with anything though with the beetle spin things, I wish they would just sell ones like this as like a 5-pack, little green ones there, because I think these either mimic like larvae or like some kind of like a small bee or something like that. I think is what it is. And I honestly have had more success with these ones and the yellow ones than any other one. So it'd be like that one, or it would be like this coloration right here in those packs than any other ones. And sometimes, you can obviously use your, I'm trying to get some of these out of here right now. You can obviously use the little spinners they come with, or you can not use the spinners they come with, which it all depends. I've done both, and I don't really know if there's a difference, honestly. I think sometimes there is. Like, honestly, if you use a spinner, it's obviously a good thing to do that, because if you want to switch colorations or whatever, then, or you want to switch sizes or something like that, like you can easily, flip one off and then flip the other one on real quick. Is what it is there, and that's the only reason to use the spinner is what it is there. So, but yeah, I got these little pack like that. There's what it is. So anyway, but one thing I've noticed too, this is another thing I want to talk about. So basically, let's say you get a pack of jig heads. That's what it is. So that's a couple dollars then. So that'd be about, you're up to about maybe $72, $73 right now. But then you still have like other stuff you can go with too, for that matter. And again, going back to other things you could get something like some of the pit bosses or whatever those. I think is what these are. Like they have a pit bosses or whatever there. Get that. I've had a lot of success with bass on these recently. Like the last time I was fishing, which was a couple years ago. Like, bro, I toss that weedless into some muck, and damn, those bass just exploded on that shit, dude, the entire day. Like I never even changed baits. I just kept using those. And like different, it was either a blue black, or it was, I think, like a watermelon, or not watermelon, green pumpkin coloration. But yeah, one thing I have noticed too over the years though that definitely works, and by the way, if that's interested in what I'm talking about with beetle spin stuff, these are the packs that come in. So you get like one little thing, and then you get like 5 different guys what it is there with one jig head, which is not bad, but again, it's also a thing where you can obviously have more jig heads than that. Actually, that jig head looks like it's kind of jacked up in this now over the years. But yeah, like I said, I think these are like $1.25 maybe a piece, or $1.50, something like that, give or take now. So, but they're good quality shit. And I would definitely get a couple packs of those for sure if I was to go, out there and do things, whatever. And then I think these are in the other side here, but it could be wrong. Let me check just to make sure. Okay, that's a little cream bait. That is a bunch of hooks on this side of this. Yeah, like this is the things I bought before, like little Eagle Claw ones. They're like $1 or $2. And then I feel like there's another one I've gotten in the past too. This is one I've actually gotten on special before, where it was 75 cents for a pack of hooks. It's a pack of 1/0s. They only had like 4 in there, but obviously I put a bunch more because I bought a bunch more than it was there. So, and then I got these ones from Ollie's that were $1.29, which are not great, but it is what it is. It's a fucking pack of hooks, dude. Like, what do you expect? One thing I wish that they would bring back at more Walmarts again was these B&M baits. These were awesome around here in Ohio for, I think, like 3 years. They had them on sale over there at my locals and stuff like that, and they just stopped selling for some reason. Because I'll tell you what, like, I've caught so many fish on this blue-black chartreuse color, dude. It's not even funny. Like, so many bluegill, so many bass, so many crappie. Like, they just annihilate that motherfucker every single time. And again, like, there would be days I would just sit there flipping just that, basically, and that was it. So, probably had a thing in this one as well, but I could be wrong. Let me go back and look at my different things here. I want to make sure I don't have what I'm looking for in this. Okay, yeah, actually, it would be going out of this one, actually. Yeah, that B&M baits. It looks like this right here, and they just completely eat that up like crazy, dude. It's just wild. So, another thing I would get, obviously, would be Yum baits. The that chartreuse curly tail right there, which obviously this is a beetle spin that didn't come with. But yeah, I've used this to very good success as well over the last 4 or 5 years now. And even going back to B&M for a minute there, because I've also like the blue black chartreuse is obviously the best coloration. I've had a little bit of success with this one where it was like lime green chartreuse, but really like that yum chartreuse coloration, they've just tore that thing to shreds, dude. I got these little teeny, like I don't know what kind of brush hogs these are, like teeny brush hogs or something like that. I got a pack of these over at Ollie's one time for like a couple of dollars, I think is what it was. I also got what's the coloration on this even? It's interesting when you leave a bunch of these together in different colorations, like the different colorations they create, because I think this used to just be a like Christmas tree coloration, but now it has like a weird, almost like, I don't know if it shows up on the thing or not, it's more like brown in there or something. But then even going back to the B&M bait things there, like this one that used to be a chartreuse tail is like more like a red chartreuse tail now is what it is. So, and that could just be from different colorations bleeding off onto each other, what it is there, which makes logical sense. But yeah, those are really good. Just this basic chartreuse color from Yum is not bad either. I noticed too, just the basic white one that they have over there. There's tends to be a lot of fish going after just the white coloration like that, dude. And the only problem too with that chartreuse color is I don't know what the deal is with Yum. It's like they put like some kind of liquid or something into the stuff when they're dyeing it or whatever. Then like it's maybe like extra dye that gets like shot into there or something. But it like completely fucks up your shit then, because if you open up those packs and stuff like that, like you can literally like dump them out and it'll just be like this crazy like dye shit just like falling out, or if you like pulling out or whatever the case be, it'll get all over your fingers and like turn your fingers like a weird chartreuse color for a little bit there. But yeah, those are really good colorations. I tend to go with a lot of panfish stuff just because it's much easier to do that way is what it is. Now, granted, you could also go with other stuff like that. You know, you can go, and I'm not saying you shouldn't buy, you know, things like this, some hard baits too as well. Because I think we're on what, about $70-ish, give or take, right now. Like you could obviously go with, you know, something like a this box open. Stuff together is a problem right now. So without poking myself at all. Treble hooks. Yeah, you can go with something like one of these little like creek hopper things we were from Rebel there for a few bucks. Or you can go with like a little baby hula popper or something like that for a few dollars, which I've had okay success on these. The problem is with the hula poppers is it seems like bass or anything else that would like, you know, blow up on them and stuff like that, they don't hold long enough to actually get like a good hook set on them and stuff like that. One thing I did buy a bunch of that I do regret at this point were actually these all come together as one big thing. Were all of these little guys right here, which are some kind of cream bait thing, because they were all like $1 to $1.50 or something like that a piece at the time. And I was like, oh, it's not a bad deal. And yeah, like they're not like, it's just the way that they're created are weird, because the way how small they are is what it is. Like they just don't have like it's like a weird like wobbly motion that doesn't really work properly. I've only ever had one bite on those damn things, and it was a little baby bass blowing up on it. In fact, I've had more success on something like that right there, which is one of the little Rebel ones. This actually costs like $4 or $5, so I'd never actually suggest buying that $100 things what it is there. But yeah, I've done a lot of different stuff over the years, and of course I've changed out a bunch of my hook sets, which I probably regret now doing that, because I always wanted to go from trebles to, you know, single hooks is what it is on here. But I think that does mess up the bait a little bit too as well, for that matter. So I need to probably go find all my trebles one of these days and just re-treble them then, if that be the case. But the problem with that is I have no idea which treble hooks go to what fucking baits now is what it is. So yeah, like I probably, out of this box, I'd probably use maybe like, because there's probably like 40 something baits in here right now, 40 hard baits or so. I'd probably use about 6 or 7 maybe at most throughout the years. But I'll still carry them with me just in case, you know. One thing I do tend to go with is something like this right here. I bought this a few years ago. They don't make them anymore, or they don't have them anymore in stock there. But this is only like a couple dollars. And this is nice if you're just going to carry a bunch of worms and stuff with you. So if you can find these, like, by all means, buy one. This is pretty much what I would go with for like a lizard too as well. I've had some pretty good success on that coloration as well, for that matter, over the years. And yeah, there's a bunch of different ones in here that are. There's some success, there's some that are not, and then it looks like a lot of this stuff is kind of bleeding into the same coloration now. Is what it is, because it's been sitting there for so long now. But another thing I would also personally get though would be some kind of a pack of gloves. Mostly for me, I've always had, because of my, autistic issues and stuff like that, I've always had issues with, handling like slimy fish is what it is. So yeah, like you literally just, throw your glove on, that way you're not getting what you call it, and you can just take it around the freaking bluegill and crappie and stuff like that, dude. Or even, because another thing too, for that matter, for those that don't know that don't fish a lot, your thumbs, when you're trying to lip a bass or lip a crappie or whatever the case be, especially the bass, they have little teeny teeth right on the like gum of their mouth is what it is there. And you'll notice after you're, trying to lip bass all day is what it is, that your thumb will be all, fucking ripped up basically. That's another reason to have a pair of gloves on that one, is because that way you're not ripping your thumb up all day long if you're, continuously catching something is what it is then. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that one then. So that takes us probably about 80, I'm guessing right now. And then, like I said, I'd probably buy some more stuff like this would be then, so it'd be like a few more slots. Like I'd probably buy like another pack of hooks or something there, and then, like I said, just get a couple more things like things I do want to try, because this is obviously this will be Walmart's version here at some point in the future. We'll be using this at some point in the future. This is basically their version of a brush hog, which is their hammer hog, and this is in a blue-black flake coloration. It looks very similar to a brush hog, but not quite. Like you can tell the difference between that and a brush hog, obviously, because the brush hog, it has like little hook, it has like little loop arms and stuff, where this one just has like little like side things. I think really what it is Walmart being like, hey, we can totally rip this off and not be sued for it, is what it is, because we change it just enough to where they won't sue the shit out of us, is what it is then, which they totally should, by the way. Sue the fuck out of Walmart on that one. Especially the damn Walton Harris, because fuck those people, dude. And the reason I say fuck those people is because my mother worked for Walmart for almost 20 years of her life as a cake decorator. And every chance those assholes got, they would force their management to force their hourly employees to cut hours. And had it not been for them fucking my mother out of almost $100,000 in overtime, I wouldn't have to move from this house right now. I would literally be still living in this house at the end of the year. Here's what it is, dude. Because I would have been able to pay off the damn mortgage with mom's overtime pay, literally. And yeah, I'd be so much better off right now is what it is. But unfortunately, it'll be probably in this month or so, maybe next month sometime. I'll be moving out then, and then go to wherever the fuck, who the fuck knows at this point. Honestly, if I could get away with it, I'd just go run a damn storage unit and live in it. Honestly, I'm not even kidding around about that. I would definitely do that for sure, 100%. So, but unfortunately, you can't do that legally in the state, or any state for that matter. But yeah, doesn't mean people don't do it still. We got another coloration, the brush hogs there. This one is a sun peach, is what they call it. Looks kind of weird. Almost looks like the. It definitely looks like some of the other colors I've seen in the past, where it's like. That one's probably not quite as good as this one. Yeah, it almost looks like one of like the red black coloration, or not, sorry, not red black, green black or green red colorations that I've seen in the past. But yeah, they're referred to as sun peach though. So, thing I noticed too, when people are going after these things, or not people, when you're throwing these out and bass and stuff are going after them, they'll always go after the legs and stuff like that. So it might be worth it to just cut down the legs a little bit, just so they'll go for the actual main bait pieces, what it is there. So it might be something like that where I just trim off some of these legs at some point in the future. Like I might just do one or two, keep them like intact or whatever. I might do like half of them and just trim off the freaking legs or something like that. That's what it'll be. So they're not just getting bit off by bass every single time a bass is attacking, because That's the thing. Like sometimes they'll do like a little rush, or it could be even a bluegill or a crappie for that matter. Will do like a little rush or whatever, and like they might be able to get the hook otherwise if they didn't have that big old leg piece hanging there. Is what it is. So again, it is what it is. It all really depends on what things are going to be, is what it is there. So but yeah. So you got those two that I got there, and I got this pack right here. This baby brush hogs. And you can actually tell the difference between the other ones and the baby brush hogs here as soon as I get these open right now. I'm in the middle of doing some stuff right now, so give me about a minute or so here, and we will discuss more about the baby brush hog thing, is what it is. Make sure that these get done here. Also, obviously, this is not just baby brush hogs in here. I also have some other. I think these were the Yum baits that just got tossed in. Like it was some of the like Christmas tree color ones or whatever, because they're like very similar color to them with what it is there. So, but yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between a baby brush hog and those hammer hogs that Ozark Trail / Walmart does. Because like I said, when you're actually looking at them here, you can tell the how they have the little loops and stuff like that. And they're also a lot smaller, it seems like, too, for that matter. Although to be fair, like it might be too that those are just like, because I know I've gotten some full size brush hogs too that are about the same size as those hammer hogs. So this is just like a smaller version of the regular brush hog there. So I'm gonna try to pull those out right now in a second. As soon as I get this done currently. Okay. So I do a bunch of other stuff in this bag. These might be. No, these are also baby brush hogs. So that first pack that I just pulled out was baby brush hog, green pumpkin. These ones are watermelon seed, and you can tell the coloration of them there. This is also a pack I got from Ollie's for $3. It had, I'm not sure how many was in here actually. I think it was like 20 or something. So yeah, this one was a Walmart pack that I bought a few years ago that was like a lot more expensive. I think it was like $4 or something for that. And then this one was like $3 or something. Which I think I doubled up these actually, is what it was. I think there's like 2 packs in there that it does then. I got 2 packs of those then. And then I got these ones here that were also from Ollie's. These are actually $2 right here for these. And it was black saffron. Or, yeah, blue-black saffron is what it is. Or no, I guess it was black saffron. So yeah, that was pretty interesting looking coloration. This actually says Super Hog on it too. So I assume this is very similar size to the, what you call it then. We'll take those out and show them. Now let's go ahead and take that out. And then we'll take out one of the, yeah, it's kind of a, like oil. Yeah, you can see my fingers right there. It has like an oil residue on it there. That's also another reason to sort of keep those in their pack initially so they don't like dry out and shit, but at the same time it's like it does look like oily residue on your hand, which is a great reason to always carry a towel with you when you're going fishing for that exact reason. So grab this pack of hammer hogs right here, this blue-black flake for comparison. We'll do the straight up comparison here, see what it is. So yeah, you got your Walmart / Ozark Trail hammer hog versus the, what's this called? Versus the Super Hog in black saffron. Yeah, that's almost the exact same coloration, except obviously the brush hog is much shorter by at least, I would say, a whole tail basically there. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think right here, like even cutting it off like right there would probably be a good idea because it would almost match the brush hogs size-wise. and you probably get more hookups on that than if that be the case. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that back in there then. And like I said, you can't beat that $2 sale there that I was able to get a couple years back now. This is back during, when I say a couple years, I mean about probably 4 years ago. I think it was roughly around the time of lockdowns. So it would have been like spring, summer of 2020. I went to an Ollie's and found them for like all this stuff like way off, where it was like $2, $3, etc. And I was like, "Hey, Mom, can I get some of these?" She's like, "Yeah." So I literally walk over to her. It's just like this big old pile of them. She's like, "I didn't mean that many." And I was telling her, I was like, "Well, this one's only $2. This one's only $2. This is $3. This is $2." And I think it was like maybe $22 at the end of the day. So it wasn't too bad. But again, she loved me enough to do that for me. This one was actually kind of an interesting coloration. This is actually, this is interesting too how some of these are labeled too. So you got the Super Salt Plus Super Hog in Black Saffron 10-pack. And then you got this one that's also 10-pack, which is Super Salt Plus Super Hog Watermelon Candy is what these are. So the only issue I have with people like Zoom and stuff like that is how they have their shit like not. Like, I feel like right here at the very top, there should be like a little like rip tab, because the problem with just being able to pop it open like this is, I've actually had people steal some of these out of these fucking packs before, dude. I went to a Walmart one time and bought some I don't know if it was brush hogs or what it was. I think it was lizards actually. And yeah, there was some asshole who stole 2 of them out of the fucking pack, dude. Before I bought the pack, didn't even realize there was 2 missing at that point. So yeah, it's just dickheads being dickheads that it did, bro, for real. So yeah, that's one of the watermelon candies. There's what it is, which I don't know if you can really tell the coloration. It's kind of a, yeah, I mean, I guess technically, like, you can kind of see the candy in there, like the flake is the candy, I guess, maybe. Again, I really haven't got a chance to use these yet. I'm gonna talk to my cousin here pretty soon, and see about maybe either tomorrow or Sunday or something like that, or next weekend maybe. Like the 2 of us just going out for like a few hours in the day or something like that. Like, I don't know, like a 4 or 5 hour trip or something like that, and just do what we need to do then. So, because I really want to go fishing, man, for sure. Then we got this pack here that was also $2 years ago. This is a watermelon orange color. Orange. This is just a brush hog, is what it says. So you got the super hogs. Then you got these regular brush hogs. It seemed actually to be longer. These actually, like this being a regular brush hog, seems to be much longer than the super hogs. So I don't know. This actually seems more closer to the size of that hammer hog that Walmart does then. It definitely has that extra, look to it. There's what it is with the longer tails and stuff. So, and I can see like a 10-pound bass swallowing this shit whole, dude. Like very easily. Even like a 4 or 5 pound probably just be like, just like yum that fucking shit down then. So, but yeah, I like me. I do like some bass fishing for sure in my life, and I also really like to just do really just any fishing at all for that matter. Like, whether it be bass fishing, whether it be pan fishing, whether it be whatever else there. Let's see. Got watermelon seed in that one. Another watermelon candy. And this one is Black Emerald. So we'll grab that one out to show everybody, and then we'll put the rest of these back in here then. So they're not losing out on what we have in this bag. That's what it is. Yeah, so we got, this is a 12-pack in this one. And this is Baby Brush Hogs and Black Emerald. That is a crazy cut. I've actually caught stuff on Black Emerald before, dude. And it wasn't these kind of ones. It was, I'm trying to think what it was now. It was a worm that was made by, I think, Havoc, if I'm not mistaken, at one point. I don't know if they make them anymore. I don't think they do anymore. And I know it was Kmart used to sell them, what it was, which have gone out of business now, obviously. And it was when they had their going out of business sale back probably 7 years ago, give or take. maybe 6 years ago, 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. Mom and I going to Kmart. There was going out of business there, and I went in and got some stuff. And yeah, I didn't realize they were going out of business at the time. And then I saw like the signs and things were like, yeah, closing in like 3-4 weeks, whatever it was. And I'm like, oh, okay, well then I'm just gonna grab all these then if that be the case. So yeah, I just grabbed like 3 or 4 packs of the Black Emerald worms then, which are little finesse worms and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, I've had a good quality thing on them with there. So the difference between obviously Walmart and the Zoom things is Zoom, their brush hog stuff comes in 10 packs or 12 packs, it looks like, whereas these Hammer Hogs are only 8 packs. But then again, the Hammer Hogs are only like, I think, $1.59 a piece or something like that, or at least they were when I bought these ones, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. They might have gone up to like $2 now at this point. But I know that the Brush Hogs are like, I think like $2.50 or almost $3. So you're definitely paying a little more, but you're also getting a little more for that price. So there is that, obviously. But anyway. So that is one bag of the soft plastics I have here is what it is. Kind of set these in here for a problem again. I can actually zip this thing shut. This is how you should basically carry your soft plastics in a backpack and stuff like that, dude. If you have a bunch of bags like that, you just have them in a big old gallon plastic bag. So that way you're not able to, that way you're not having what you call it, and then you can still keep them in their original packaging too, for that matter. That way they're not drying out or anything like that. Then the other pack I have here, that's all of these ones right there, is just various shit, obviously. This is some more things I got from Ollie's over the last few years now, is what it is there. And then, obviously, I just got this bag right here that's got a bunch of different things in there here. This actually, oh, this might be where this is where my Yum stuff is at right now. This little package here is what it is. So, let's see. That is B&M. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, these were on clearance at 1.50 cents a piece, dude. These little B&M baits. So these were $1 originally, and then they became 50 cents, and then they stopped selling them for some reason. Which was stupid, because they were definitely making money off of them, especially for people like me, as it was. I also got, that same year, I got these Mr. Twisters for 75 cents a pop. So that was a good deal on those. There is some kind of shit leaking out to one of these, though, because I have stuff all over my fingers right now from that. I don't know which bag it's coming from, but it's kind of disgusting right now, honestly. One coloration I've realized with the B&Ms that they don't really bite on are just these little basic blacks, dude. Like I've really never had fish go after the little basic black ones at all. And yeah, it was a 20 pack for $1. So it's, it's whatever at that point. Actually, no, this was not. Oh no, here you go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. Okay, going back to what I was saying with the chartreuse color of these Yum baits, dude. That's what I'm talking about right there. If you can see at the very top there, at that line. And this is the only thing I like about Yum, by the way, is they actually have a tear tap there where you have to rip it off to actually open it up and stuff. But as you can see, I'm not going to open this. This might be what's leaking on my fingers right now. Actually, it already is a little bit open. Yeah, you can see right now what I'm talking about there. It's just got the chartreuse right on the line is what it is there. And so it just leaks out like crazy. What I will do is I will take a Kleenex here and just wipe it inside that thing, because I think that's what's causing it to not be able to close up properly then. Because it has too much shit there is what it is. So I will take this Kleenex right now and I will wipe off the excess on the inside there. As you can see, that's what will get on your fingers right there, is that green coloration with these. And this is also one reason why it's a good reason to like actually just dump this whole thing and just wash them off basically. And like rinse out the bag if you're going to reuse the bag or whatever then. Yeah, you can see right there, it's just pure, just all green now is what it is. I'll show it up. Yeah, it's all green there is what it is. Which may have just discolored my finger too, for the matter. So I'll see if that's enough to get this to actually reclose or not. For some reason, it's not want to reclose at all. I may just have to take a little baggie and just throw these in a little baggie if that be the case at some point. And just toss them out of there if that be the case. But yeah, these are This is a 3-inch grow that they sell. This is like $1 or so, give or take, $1.50, something like that. And then I think I have another one in here. It was a different color, or maybe not. No, I guess not. Thought there was one in there that was a different color, but I guess not. Actually, what I will do is I'll take this baggie right here, because these don't really matter, they're already encased in something else. I will take the Yum and I'll put them in the baggie there with that, so that way it's not leaking on the rest of the baits potentially. Oh yeah, looking in this now. Going back to what I was saying earlier about the bleed offs of a lot of these jig heads, you can really see down that pink in there, dude. They're just bleeding off like crazy. It's just ridiculous is what it is, dude. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about, you know, just because I'm buying like cheaper jig heads, they should just bleed off like that. After like, and that's only from like throwing it out for like an hour or two in the water, dude. So it's definitely just crappy quality is what it is there. So, but anyway, let's see what else we got in this bag right here. So we got a watermelon red magic. This is actually a lizard that I got from Ollie's for $2 back in 2020. This is what I'm planning on using at some point here when I go out this probably next week or so. As you can see, it's got that little red flakage in there. It's kind of cool. Yeah, you can't beat, you know, 6-pack for $2. So it's like $1 something a piece then. This is something I actually didn't get from Ollie's. I got this from Walmart. This was a Zoom U-tail pumpkin fire, which is kind of a cool coloration. I think I've caught a couple of bass on these over the years, but not much. So let's see if we have something. Maybe one of the packs popped up a little bit because it's kind of leaking off or something like that on that one. That's the thing. Over time, these will just leak out anyway, so it's like whatever. So, let's see, this one is. This is also one I definitely want to try. This is one I got Ollie's as well, for that matter, which was it's Tequila Sunrise lizards. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of these out because these look badass, dude. I could definitely see a bass going after one of these bad boys. It's got that crazy purple coloration on it there. And I think, actually, if I'm not mistaken, like these, because I know my uncle had ones before that were like orange and stuff, that almost made like a purple coloration when they went into the water. And I wonder if these ones will have the same kind of deal like that, where it would be like almost like an orangish glow to them or something like that as soon as they hit the water. Then I could totally see that happening. So I should probably experiment one of these days. But yeah, one thing I've noticed over the years bass fishing is they love the wigglers like that. They love the lizards and stuff. This is actually a super speed craw that was also $2 from that Zoom haul over there. This is one of the ones I have not gotten a chance to use just yet, but I will definitely be using these hopefully by the end of the summer, early fall. Because I could definitely see these catching a bunch of. I could actually see these catching a bunch of huge crappie and like a bunch of smaller bass and large bass too, for that matter. So. Let's see what else we got in this one. This is something else I plan on using. This is a $3 thing from Ollie's. This was a 20-pack of finesse worms and watermelon red chartreuse coloration. So, again, can't tell you how these experience yet because I haven't got a chance to use them over the years. Because again, it's been probably 2.5 years since I actually got a chance to go fishing now at this point, which really is bothering me at this point because it's like I'm just chomping at the bit right now. I'm just like, I want out, kind of a thing. The last two things in here from Zoom were these were a Watermelon Red Magic Ultra Vibe Speed Craw, which I'm not going to take these out, but you can tell from the coloration on the back, they're kind of crazy. And then these ones are Little Critter Craw, Pumpkin Chartreuse Claw, is what it says on these, which those should catch something too, for that matter. So I definitely plan on using most of these this summer. Rest of the summer if I can get out to the farm. Or my cousin, he has a place next town over there that his neighbor has quite a big pond over there. So if I can get out there and go fishing there, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to just get out at all and for a few hours here and there, a couple days in a row or something, and do some things. I can see those little guys, like those little craws and stuff. I can see putting those on something and having those catch like a bunch of bluegill or something like that, or a bunch of crappie and stuff, which is what our plan was to do anyway. We were going to go out to the farm and do that one of these days soon, and make a bunch of stuff happen there. Those will be so. Yeah, pretty much that's what I would be fishing with, and that's what I would be doing like $100 thing with. I would just get like I said, like 2 cheaper end rods for you and whoever then, and then it would be a pair of pliers, a couple things of hooks, obviously various sizes hooks there for X amount of bucks or whatever there, and then it would be you get your little you got your lizards, you got your brush hogs, your soft plastics, and then you get pack jig heads or a couple pack jig heads, a bunch of the Yum chartreuse, or not chartreuse, lemon lime chartreuse is what those ones were that I showed earlier that I had on the spinning thing is what it was there. Get the lemon lime chartreuse color there. Use those ones to effectiveness because I've got probably I would say at least anywhere from 100 to 1,000 fish on those, depending over the last like 10 years or so. Like I would say minimum over the one summer I caught probably 100 plus bluegill and crappie on the one, because I was exclusively pretty much using that the entire summer is what it was. So yeah, they just chomped down that thing like fucking crazy is what it was there. But anyway, so yeah, but that would be one thing. And then I think there's one other thing I have here someplace in this bag that I wanted to show. I can close this up there real quick. Anyway. That's the problem when you take a bunch of stuff out and you can't get it back in there correctly. That's really fucking hard to zip it up. Yeah, there's a couple other spots here that have stuff sitting. Oh, that's where those went. Another thing, fish scale. I wondered where the hell my walkie-talkies went, by the way, and I just found them. They were in here this whole time. Yeah, I should probably charge these up then, one of these. Okay, as soon as it is, in case something does go down, I can give one to somebody else then. Here we go. Found my other little guys. Here's what it was. This is what I'm talking about here. Yeah, it's a Yum 3-inch ribbon tail grub in lime chartreuse color. This is what I've used the entire summer, one summer about 5 or 6 years ago. And like I said, I caught probably at least 100 fish in like a 3 or 4 day time span. There's what it was. Like they just annihilated that thing. This Lucky Strike Crappie Magic thing I got over there at Ollie's for, I think this was like 50 cents or a buck. So I don't know what coloration that is. I'm guessing it's some kind of electric fire or something like that. And then, yeah, going back to the other ones there, like that's what Yum looks like when they're not open. You have to tear off that tab, what it is, which I wish more companies would do that so people don't steal shit is what it is, dude. And then this is the white coloration that I've used too to good success. And of course, it's got a yellow one there too. That's the that would be the bigger ones for the beetle spin. But yeah, it's the these little white grubs that are in there are the ones that are. I think these are about $1 or so, and these are 15 packs of these. So. And let's see. Another thing of Yum. I really need to take. I'm going to take these out of here actually because they're definitely leaking out of that pack. Is what it is. Throw those aside and put them in a pack of something under there sometime in the future. God, there's a lot of packs of shit in these. I just keep putting my hand in and more stuff keeps pulling out. So, yeah. It really tells me one thing is that I packed this bitch tight. I also got a little pair of teeny pliers in here as well. But you don't have to buy these, but this is just one thing I picked up over the years. It was a set of like 2 things. I had a little teeny one, I had a little bigger one then, which is just a little multi-tool that becomes a thing of pliers, which is not great unless you're doing like, you know, a little crappie or a little bass or something like that. That's what it is. If you're doing like a little bluegill, you need to just like yank them out. Because the reason to have those bigger, larger pliers that go further down is because usually if it's going to be something like that, it's going to be a gut hook kind of thing, which I found out recently in the last few years you can actually save bass that way. My uncle never knew that apparently because he'd be like, yeah, it's just dead. And now it's something where it's like, no, you go, apparently you cut the line, then you go through like the gill plate and try to like flip it out is what it is there. And if you do that the right way, you can usually do like a 90% save rate is what it is then. So, yeah. Although to be fair, my uncle was one of these guys who he had a bunch of turtles in the lake too there, so it's like it didn't really matter to him because he's like, yeah, a bass or 2 dies like that, it's like whatever because it's going to be literally turtle food the next day is what it will be then. So we had some big old snappers in that fucking place when I was a kid, man. Like holy shit, bro! I remember when I was a small child, and they pulled one of those fuckers out and they threw it out of the bag and stuff at us. Dude, I ran like a bitch because it was so fucking huge. Like that, talk about traumatizing a child, man. Like, you got these big lap sacks and you just like dump the things out at the kids, and it's like you got these huge ass fucking snapping turtles just like running at us, basically. I'm pretty sure they fired those trappers after that season, by the way, for doing that shit and found somebody else. Because those guys were dickheads for doing that, dude, for real. So. Still, it's just all stuff in that one pack there. So. But yeah, that's it with that whole thing. But yeah, like I said, the only real issue is those chartreuse colorations and the Yum. They'll seem to bleed through the packs as it is there, or go over your hand or anything like that. But yeah, pretty much just like, you know, you can easily do $100 kit for 2 people. You know, a couple of rods, equal out to about $40. Some line, another $250, something like that for a big old thing of 10-pound Zebco. A couple packs of hooks for like maybe $4 or $5. So that's like $47.50 give or take. Couple packs of soft plastics be about, let's go ahead and say 3 soft plastics. That's about $9. So that's about 50. Let me show you something now. About $56.50 give or take on that. A couple things of beetle spins would be, I think, about $4. So that leaves you about 60-ish. And then we go, a pair of pliers would be roughly $5. So that is 65. I think gloves is like $3 to $4. So that's about 69.70 give or take there. So then you can just have like $30 to do whatever else with. Get your hard plastics, get everything else like that then. Get some jig heads. So yeah, you could easily do that for. Honestly, you could easily do a double kit for like under $100. It could be like $95, something like that, and you'd have a good deal of stuff then at that point. Maybe you can get like a tray or something to keep a bunch of stuff in, or a fanny pack to keep all your baggies in and shit like that. Then so, but, or again, you could always just go around your house and just have like just pick up something, like just pick up like a bag or something like that, dude. Throw it all into it then for the day. So. Just get an old book bag or something like that. Just chuck it on an old book bag or something then, for that matter. But yeah, it doesn't take a lot to go fishing, dude. Like, I could literally go into a Walmart right now or any real store like that sells fishing gear and stuff like that, and find like a cheap setup for maybe $15-20. And again, I would probably just go get a thing of jig heads and like a thing of Yum. Soft plastic there, like a 15 pack of those or whatever the case be, maybe 2 15 packs or something like that, and maybe like 2 things of jig heads then. I'd be fishing all day, all weekend probably, even for that matter. Catching fish like crazy is what it is. So, but anyway, I will be back tomorrow for Stand Your Ground Saturday. We'll most likely be doing a. What we're probably going to do is we're probably going to do a bunch of scenarios on that one. And unfortunately, I can't do a dual stream to this channel, so it'd have to be the other channel that has our white and black open logo on it, is what it is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan on setting up something like that on that channel. And then we'll do the first 15 minutes or so on that channel for the stream. Maybe first 10 minutes or so, it depends. It all depends. I'm thinking maybe honestly it's the first 10 minutes because I want to do at least an hour or so. But I don't want to do a whole ton here on YouTube because a lot of the scenarios I'm going to go into are going to require us to show footage. That would definitely get channel strikes is what it is. Because it would all be standard ground situations basically. And my plan right now is basically just do like the intro and have everybody that's going to be on the panel for the night be in there in the first 10 minutes or so. And then we'll simply go from there and the stream here on YouTube and then just go exclusively to Rumble for the rest of the hour or so. And go from that way is what it is then. I think that might be how I do a lot of streams from now on is what it is. Like unless I go here and do one directly from StreamYard, which I'm doing right now, obviously. If I do like a dual stream to Rumble or something like that, it'll be directly on the second channel then is what it'll be then. For the time being anyway. So anyway. I mean, we might do that on our second account for that matter. Like, that might be what we do there is what it is. I just don't really want to, I prefer to have this channel specifically be mostly for political stuff. The only reason I did this today is what it is because I'm just kind of over it. I'm burned out is what it is, dude, legitimately. Like, I can tell you that right now. I'm burned out. I'm frustrated. I think I've had a lot of anxiety this week is what it is. We're having to move again now is what it is. And, yeah, it's just me. It's just so much worry. And I can tell, like, my beard. I can't obviously show you the whole beard is what it is, but there's definitely spots on my beard that are like, I don't know if they're like white hairs coming in or if it's just like weird like blonde hairs mixing in or what it is, but it's starting to piss me off at this point. And I think it's just stress hairs is what it is at this point, honestly. It's just so much stress. They just like prop out here and there is what it is then. So and just sort of mixing with the brown is what it is there. So anyway, but yeah, pretty much my plan right now is to do a few things and then, like I said, it'll mostly go back to just political content in the future. But for right now, it's going to be, every so often I got to do one of these kind of streams. What it is because if I don't do one of these kind of streams, I'll just go insane. Basically, I mean that seriously. Like I will fucking go nuts on someone at some point in the future. So got to make sure that doesn't happen yet. So, but anyway. But yeah, I think honestly, I'd like to go get some fishing in for the rest of the summer. Here's what it is, and then do a couple things. I might contact my cousin actually here in a few minutes to see what he's got going on tomorrow, and see if he would be up for even just spend like 2 hours down at the farm or something like that would be nice. Nothing else to do because I haven't seen my aunt in a long time. Like the last time I saw her was. Jeez, I'm trying to think now. It's been several months since I've seen her actually, because the last time I saw her, she was up here sitting in Mom's old chair, is what it was there. And yeah, it'd be nice to just go down there and, bullshit with her and stuff for 20 minutes or something like that, and then just go out fishing for like an hour and a half, basically, as long as it'd be nice tomorrow. Check the weather real quick, see what it's doing tomorrow now. Let's see the full forecast here. Oh yeah, it should be real nice tomorrow, like 74 and then 76 on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, it should be nice in the next couple of days here, man. So yeah, definitely. And like I said, nothing else. Even if it's not going to the farm, just have my cousin come over here, grab me. I throw my bag of stuff in his vehicle or whatever the case. We just go back to his place. That's what it is, and just go over to his neighbor's house. It's like a 5-minute walk from his place. What it is there. And we just fish in that guy's pond for a little bit then or whatever. Then for like an hour or two, and just call it a day from there or whatever. Because again, that's all I really want, dude. I just want to get out and do something. I want to get out and actually throw out for a little bit. And like the real problem is, even when I'm trying to because again, the way my autistic mind works and stuff like that, even when I'm trying to kind of clear everything out, I'm sitting there throwing out and just waiting for a fish to bite or whatever, and I'm still thinking in the back of my mind about political bullshit, because I can't turn it off anymore is what it is, and it's sad. I wish I could, honestly. I wish I could just basically take a fucking like a zap or something to the head is what it is there. Obviously, I shouldn't do it like that because that was the wrong impression. Just take a little tablet thing or whatever the case be, just knock myself in the head with it or whatever the case be there, and it just zaps my brain to just kind of go, no thoughts at all for a little bit or whatever then, except fishing. So I wish I had that ability, but unfortunately I do not. It'd be like a memory wipe for a minute or two or whatever there. Temporary memory wipe or something like that would be there, but unfortunately it doesn't exist, so But yeah, I just want to kind of just, say fuck it all right now is what it is then, so I don't know if that is that's a car door actually. I don't think my cousin's coming over tonight. Oh, that is one thing I will say before we leave today. So for those that haven't seen it, there's all these recalls on meat and everything else it seems like now. Don't listen to that shit, dude. It's literally the government trying to fucking take away our food supply now. Because now you got Boris claiming listeria outbreak and stuff like that on the meat. It's not. It's fucking lies, dude. All of it is. It's them trying to literally control the food supply at this point. And the only reason they'd be doing the so-called recalls all this time now is what it is yeah, they're calling all these chicken farms and all these meat farms and shit like that now, and see all these fucking governments and non-government NGOs and stuff like that basically calling for fucking total lockdowns again. So it's yeah, fuck that noise, dude. No. Keep the shit in fucking place, dude. Use it, eat it, do whatever with it. So anyway. But yeah, other than that though, that's where I'm gonna be at for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, you can usually get fishing for pretty cheap is what it is there. And, if nothing else, get a kid into fishing, do is what it is. I think that's one thing that could actually help out a lot of minority youth in this country, truthfully. It's just them having a mentor that can teach them how to fish and, take them out to go fishing every once in a while. And if that be the case, then it would keep them from, spending the day with some piece of shit gang on the streets is what it is then, dude, and stealing cars and stuff. It actually help them go out there and, explore nature for a little bit or something like that. And get a good, have a good fun time doing some stuff like that when it is there. So, but yeah, definitely that's one thing if I hit the lottery tonight I'd like to do, honestly, would just create a mentorship program here in Ohio. And just have it be fishing-based stuff is what it is there. And just, literally go to the hoods and be like, hey, kids, let's go fishing, and just have a bunch of rods, reels, etc. for them. Have all their shit set up for them and stuff like that. Have a whole tackle box full of stuff for them to use that they can keep with them and stuff like that. And, show them there's a different way, honestly. And if nothing else, who's to say in 5-10 years, you're not going to create some college world champion at fishing is what it is then, dude. Or, 20 years down the road, they're one of the Bass Pro guys or something like that, going out there making bank and whatnot. So, and if it wasn't for you being the guy that stepped in and was like, hey, like, here you go, let's do this, it wouldn't happen. So, that's why I can't stand people like LeBron James and stuff like that. They'll sit there and act like they're doing stuff on their cool, like, nah, that's what it is. And when you have that bullshit I promise school completely failing right now, that the state's firm's going to take it over by the end of this year, I think is what it's going to be. It just shows that guy's a fucking idiot, really, is what it is. And it makes sense. You look at LeBron James and all the times he's sat there and, quote unquote, read a book. The dude's literally reading the first page of her book, is what it is that he has in his fucking hand. And who's to say he's even reading that, for that matter? I wouldn't be surprised if the guy's either dyslexic or illiterate at this point, honestly. Actually, the illiteracy would make a lot of sense for that matter with LeBron James, dude. So, but anyway. Yeah, other than that, though, I guess we're going to be out for today, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Like I said, really just wanted to get into a lot of fishing talk as it was there and go from there, basically. And, you know, do what needs to be done is what it is. So, anyway. Check something here. What the Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, so I ordered something from Amazon like 3 weeks ago. The wrong name got put on the package or whatever because it was mom's name instead of mine. And they were going to redirect it down to my sister because that's what we're supposed to be forwarded to or whatever. Got lost in the mail. I figured, okay, cool, I'm just going to make a thing and be like, hey, you know, it's going to be the money back, whatever the case be. Then it was Wednesday. They decided to resend a new one or whatever the case be. That was in Detroit, Michigan at that time. And then yesterday, it was up in Cleveland. Yesterday morning it was. Then between the morning and the afternoon, it went to Akron. And as of 3:14 today, it's now in Indianapolis, Indiana. Like, what the fuck? Why is it in Indiana? Why the fuck isn't it in Columbus or up here in up here in Canton now, dude? Going to me is what it is then. I swear to fucking God, man. I think I just need to figure out what Amazon's number is, contact them directly, and be like, hey, I do not want this. Do not send this to me. Just give me a fucking refund. I already bought the same exact thing. It's already been given to me yet. The second one has. Just cancel out this fucking order, and let's go from there is what it is, people. So, I don't know. It's just fucking stupid what it is, man. But anyway. That's about it for today, though. Like I said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, y'all. Stay seriously vigilant. Always be carrying because never knows what's going to happen. And especially now, always be carrying extra stuff because you never know, man. You might have to have, you know, several mag changes versus all the terrorists that are coming into our country pretty soon because according to what I've seen recently, there's a very real possibility that there's 70,000 Islamic terrorists in Afghanistan right now or some other country like that who are going to be invading America pretty soon is what it's going to be, who are all trained and armed and ready for that matter. So, yeah, not a good thing if that happens then. But, anyway, other than that, have a good one, y'all. Stay safe. Peace out. Later.